Hey guys, Alex Fedotoff here. Today we have an amazing guest. We have Ishan Suri. He's in our program, e-commerce scaling secrets. He's also in a private mastermind. Amazing guy from India who overcame a lot of the challenges that a lot of people born in America don't even understand this kind of shit, man. It's like payment processors, language, figure out the language, figure out a lot of different things. And he's doing right now $12,000 a day in sales. And man, it's very impressive what you have done. So thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for the awesome intro, Alex. And yeah, it's this program's been a game changer. I remember 6 months back, I was doing just about, I think $800 a day. And from there, it's been like a sort of transformation. And, I only have the group and you to thank for that, along with all the coaches.
Man, it's all you, it's we give all the resources and all of the kind of the frameworks and introductions, but it's it's what you have done to implement and actually get the results. So what's your model? You do one product stores?
No, so it's a niche store in the kids niche, right? And it's sort of a hybrid model, if you remember, because I was selling physical products like everyone else, but then eventually, because of me paying crazy taxes, in my country and everything, I had to find a way to basically stay profitable. Just to give you some context, I was paying 18% on my ads. So for everyone who's spending $100, I was spending 118 because $18 was tax.
Wow,
that was
That's in India? That's in India?
Yeah. It's GST. So we have goods and services tax in India, right? So I was paying that tax, which was crazy, but I was still 15% profitable, right? Even after paying that tax. And the only reason for that was because I think we spoke about this, and then I launched the course with my product, right? So I created a sort of a learning center where it was a hybrid model of okay, buy the product and buy the course with it, So it was digital and physical. And I've created this learning center, which with a dashboard, you can sign up, get PDF worksheets, because it's in the educational niche, right? So that really helped me sort of get out of that hole. And now, of course, I have this set up in Hong Kong, and now those tax issues have gone. But those first couple of months was, they were hard, but you had to survive in a way.
Nice, man. So I think that's such a good point. That's kind of information product. So how much you charge for it? What's included? How much time it took you to kind of to put it together? What is the structure there?
Yeah. So, didn't take a lot of time. I paid someone on Upwork to create it in a week. Okay. And I charge basically $14.99 a pop. So
what does it look that a PDF or what?
No. It's a proper course. It basically has about 33 video lessons of 5 minutes each. And every lesson has this downloadable PDF worksheet. So you get to do the lesson and you also can download a PDF worksheet to kind of do the exercise for the kids, So, yeah.
Oh, wow, man. How much it cost you to create it?
I think I paid someone $400 to create it, because you needed an American sort of, person, ideally a lady, to sort of talk about it, because the product, right? So it was,
Man, that's crazy. So $400 it cost you to make it. How much in revenue generated was it so far?
I think more than 6 figures for sure. Just the course.
No shit.
Yeah. Because
$100,000 already in revenue.
Yeah, because it was, I had a close to a 40% take rate on the course with the product, right? And my product, the one I was selling before, right? So so it had a 40% take rate. And it was just a good upsell, a good post-purchase upsell. So I was selling it for $14.99 as a bundle on the product page. But it was going for $7.99 post-purchase. So there was a higher take rate on that. So eventually, and it costed me $400, right? And a one-time kind of thing. So,
Man, this is just crazy. How many people I've told this, I've told this to, hey, you got to do this, you got to do the course. You know how many people actually did it? Fucking no, you did it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Wow. So you said that helped your margins significantly, right?
Exactly. The only reason I was profitable 15%, even after paying a crazy 80% tax on my ads, was because of this course, because this course basically gave me that extra margin to stay profitable. And that's what got me through 6 months of being profitable and staying in the game, right? So, and I remember texting you one day and I was like, oh, what should I do with the course? You were just like, test it, man. Like, there's nothing to think about. Like, just test it. So, and I just tested, and I didn't take too long to create it. I was just like, let's just test it. And then I improved the course, by the way. I did add some more elements to it, but I first knew the proof of concept that it works, right?
I'm so grateful. Like, fuck, it's like, no one's, no one's doing this. Like, that's awesome, man. So guys, I mean, like, if you have a product, right? Like, I mean, you're selling something successful. You want to increase, like, people complain about low margins, man. Like people that don't pay like 18% extra tax complain about low margins. Here's how you fucking fix it.
Yeah. And then you fix it eventually by relocating your company altogether, which is what I did. But for that time being, I had to find a solution to sort of stay in the game, right? That's the main thing. You got to survive and then you got to prosper in a way.
Wow, man, that's amazing. So, I mean, that by itself is so like, just like $400 to create something that like information product or course, whatever you're selling. Like, I mean, you're selling, like a fitness product. Actually, yeah, that's one of the things in our pipeline. We just acquired, the company, like fitness apparel, and like, I mean, courses will be 1000% of it, like 1000%, will be part of it. It's in pipeline. It's like, with faces, with people, like creating like exercises and stuff. This like model where it's like, oh, you just sell like, oh, we're just selling like physical products. No shit. I mean, it's like, it's 2021. Like, I mean, you're not just selling physical products. If you're not like a media company, right, then you're not in the fucking business, so it's like, it's content, like the content, like how important is content, just for the ads perspective. People see it kind of like in only one dimension, but also like if there's like constant kind of like you're increasing that ecosystem, you're creating media, you're creating like information product that you sell. Like that is so massive.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's not just that, it's also the fact that, I had competitors selling the same physical product, right? I was not the only seller because obviously I'm drop shipping. But now I've added that extra value to the same product. So let's say the same customer goes to his store and sees just the product, and I have this bundle deal where you get the course too. Like, who do you think they're going to buy from, right? They're going to buy from me because, okay, I look more legit, I offer more value, and they can basically have, and this is the time when, during the pandemic, so homeschooling was in the rise, right? Like people were staying home and trying to like get their students to sort of like study on their own. So I think that was a trend that I caught on, and of course it worked out decently okay. Yeah.
Hey guys, people have been asking me how we scale to multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures per month without getting shut down on Facebook. And we have a very sophisticated solution for this that I want to share with you, but it's just like too valuable to give away for free. So if you guys want this solution, just book a call with one of my team members and we'll show you exactly what it is and how it works, and we'll see if that's a good fit for you and for your business. So just book a call with my team member. We'll share it with you so you can scale your business to multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures per month without getting shut down on Facebook, without having inconsistency, and with high profitability. So just book a call with my team and I'll see you there. Man, this is awesome. So how is like so you said you currently structure a company, you have like Hong Kong company, like all of those things. Like how difficult it is like to kind of like, because I mean, I understand you like from the perspective, I'm coming from Ukraine. It's like also you're coming like processor issues. So in terms of the like company structure, like let's say Hong Kong company, how much time it took you to create it?
Less than a week. So I think I got in touch with someone in the group, Danny, you mentioned, and then I got in touch with him. He introduced me to his agent, and she just basically was really helpful. She got my company set up in less than a week. I had my bank account set up, and less than a week I was pretty functional. And then that was it for the setup. I still use my Indian setup in some way because when you're trying to scale, you want to have multiple payment processors. So I have a strong PayPal in India, so I'm using my Indian PayPal, but I have a Hong Kong Stripe and I have a Hong Kong Shopify payment. So it's sort of like a hybrid kind of thing.
You diversify, right? So let's say part of the sales goes to this payment process, part of the sales goes to this. That's how it should be, guys. Like a lot of people watching this probably have like, oh, I had like PayPal block my my accounts, right? Like $100,000. People have like people holding $100,000. Guys, don't keep $100,000 in PayPal. It's like, and also I think your Stripe or something like has like in India has like 7-day payouts or something.
The Stripe in Hong Kong also has 7-day payouts, by the way. So but in India I have this revolving hold, like a 15% hold, which I get in 45 days. So that's shit. But it is what it is. It's PayPal. You kind of have to navigate your way through it, right?
Yeah, and you diversify in those particular situations. Like you diversify, you like say you have like PayPal. Okay, PayPal, like don't put all of your money in one PayPal.
Yeah.
Maybe create like another company, you know, where it's like, and just split, like maybe part of the sales go to this PayPal, part of the sales go to this PayPal, and then you also extract money to your bank account. So at any given point, you don't like have very large like exposure and like, or pay for your ad spend from the PayPal, you know, but find a way to not keep a lot of funds where it can particularly like hurt your business.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think the whole idea was to spread your risk, right? And not have all your eggs in one basket. So what I did is I actually have two funnels on the same store, right? Because I have the native funnel and then I have better card. So my better card is connected to my Stripe, but my native is connected to my PayPal and Shopify payments. So I'm actually spreading it through 3 payment processors instead of 1. And that gives me that sort of leverage to scale to higher numbers because they're getting split between 3 processors.
That's such amazing, man. Like that, you actually follow through. I actually like, you know how many people I tell like, do this, you know, do exactly this. Like nobody fucking doing it. It's like, guys, like fucking diversify your payment processors. Create like another, like, so you have one company, you have like 2 companies right now, right?
Right, 2, yeah.
So yeah, create like an extra company, create extra payment processor, diversify a little bit here, a little bit there, but like don't put your business in a vulnerable situation. Man, like, how's your team looking like right now? So doing like 12, like $15,000 a day, like how many people you have on your team currently?
So we have about 6 or 7 people, like in-house. And of course, like we're sort of outsourcing our videos and everything. But the next step, which is what, you know, I've joined the next sort of program for, is of course the team building aspect, because, you know, now it's about like scaling it to the next sort of, you know, level. So yeah, so we have about 6 or 7 people. We have someone who handles the customer support. There's one person for social media and email marketing. We have an in-house bookkeeper for Hong Kong, just to do, you know, the accounting, right? And we have a couple more people for like T-shaped roles. So they do basically everything. Like, yeah.
I was like, email, is it email doing well for you? Email, SMS?
Yeah. So with email and SMS combined, we bring in, I mean, it could do better, but we bring in about 22% of sales. So email is at about 15, and then I have SMS at about 7%, in which we're using SMS bump and live recover, right? Which is like an actual agent talking to the customers and, you know, converting them. So we have 2 SMS platforms to sort of work with.
Okay, cool. In terms of these, so email, SMS, and that's still drop shipping from China, right?
Yeah, dropshipping China. And like I told you before this, when we were talking, like I've managed to sort of almost 3x my AOV from what I was doing before, right? So because, you know, obviously this is something you told me from day 1 too, that, you know, it's easier to sell high ticket products because you sell less, you have less support queries, less sort of, you know, shit going on. So instead of selling low ticket, go high ticket. And that's how I've adopted now. So my AOV is at about $115. So that's a good sort of ticket size to, you know, scale and, you know, kind of build on.
That's awesome, man. So you have any issues like banded accounts, pages, like feedback score, anything like that?
No, I mean, I've been running the same page since almost last December. It's just been good customer support. My email response time is less than 8 hours. So even though the shipping is probably not the best because it's from China, we make sure that we want to give as much of the best customer experience that, you know, we can give. So so we have multiple touch points with the customer too, right? From the time the order is placed to the time it gets delivered. So I think we send out more than 6 to 7 emails with each sort of step of the way so that they know what's going on, even if it's 12 days shipping, right?
Wow, man, that's impressive. So with considering, you know, the like shipping from China, like still maintaining that customer like experience, what are the next things like in a pipeline for you? Like in terms of kind of like, how do you see like progression with this brand? Do you want to grow this brand farther, maybe like add, I don't know, 3, 5, 10, 100 more products, like more funnels, optimize it more for profit, or use it as a cash cow, and you have some other ideas in mind where you want to go?
Yeah, I think we've discussed this because I'm actually planning to like sell this store come March, right? And you've spoken about this in a couple of your videos where you kind of like, let's say you did $1 million the whole year, you made 200 grand on that. but now you sell it for like a 2.5x, right? And you make 400 grand just then. So I think you spoke about this. So that's the plan to sort of, get in the cash and then go for that sort of long-term 3 to 5 year game, which is more of a branded approach, more skin in the game in that sense.
Nice. So you wanna make some like initial capital, like let's say like 500,000 or something, right? And then that 500,000, now you can like, okay, now you have kind of like, you can invest more in product development, you can be more strategic, you can like grow the brand faster because you have the capital, you can hire people from day one and stuff.
Yeah. Because for like most of this journey, it was most of a one-man show. It was me and maybe one VA. And what I put in the extra hours and it's part of the journey, yes. But now it's all about like, okay, you have 12 hours in a day that you're working, and how much can you make off it, right? So how much can you automate? How much can you optimize? And those things only come in when you build a team, and you need cash flow for a team, for example. So that's the next step.
If you want to connect, mastermind, and network with 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs, join our free community on Facebook, which is called Brand Hypergrowth. It's for only entrepreneurs who are already doing at least $30,000 or more in sales per month and want to go to 7, 8 figures. So you can connect, you can network, you can mastermind, you can exchange insights and value with these guys and take your business to the next level. So there should be a link in the description. Make sure you join today.
That's awesome, man. That's good that, I think having this kind of like plan for yourself. So, all right, first I have to do this, right? This is the first, it's like, first like you crawl, then you walk and then you run, right? You can run like a massive operation, but first you got to figure out, you got to accumulate capital. There's certain steps that need to be made in terms of, getting there, which, I think you have a lot of it requires patience, because
for sure.
Everyone is like, oh, I want to scale this and and then they hire like too many people or they cannot handle it or the whole business model is broken in the first place. The way you approach it is very systematical. I like it a lot, man. So kind of like in terms of so you're based in India. What city in India are you based in?
Delhi, the capital, yeah.
Okay, cool. How is environment like? So do you meet with other people? Kind of do you network? How is that looking for you?
Right. So yeah, that's a good question because I think one of the key takeaways I've had from the program is that I've been able to network with people who are like e-commerce entrepreneurs from all over the world, right? Because in some places like here, you don't have a lot of people maybe doing e-commerce. So you have a lot of people doing domestic e-commerce, and that's something I plan to get into too. But very few are doing e-commerce in the US, which is where I'm doing it, right? So it's hard to meet people with the same goals, the same business, the same alignment. And being in a community like ours, you kind of get to network with people around the world, which you wouldn't have access to otherwise, So that's pretty much is a key takeaway, in terms of, but yeah, that's about it.
Mm-hmm. So you most of the people that kind of in India, they sell in Indian market?
Yeah, so India is a huge market. Of course, it's 1.6 billion people. It's a cash on delivery market. So it's a completely different ballgame, right? But yes, most people over here prefer domestic because it's a local market. And that's something I want to get into too. But yes, not many people doing international e-commerce.
That's interesting. How was that something you ever was interested in, the cash on delivery?
I mean, I've actually tried it myself last year for a bit, and it's a different ballgame altogether. It's complex. So I'd say that selling in India is actually not very hard. It's basically like drop shipping in 2013. You just put an ad up and everything sells. Okay, that's how it is over here. The challenge is actually fulfilling the order. So the logistics aspect is where the challenge is. The COD is the challenge. So it's not very automated, I'd say. And that's why actually fulfilling the order is the challenge, not selling the product.
That's interesting. So you have to actually import it from China, you have it somewhere in the warehouse and fulfill it, and then you handle the returns and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, India is really up there with China, if not up there, but behind it maybe in terms of manufacturing. So you have a lot of local products here too, right? So you don't always have to source from China. You can just get it created here. But the problem is, for example, the problems here are it's cash on delivery. So people order, and when it comes to their house, they're like, we didn't order this, take it back. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. And I'll tell you percentages. So it could be so we call this RTO, which is basically return orders. And it can be as high. So the industry standard is about 30%. So out of 100 orders that go out, 30 come back.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. So that's the challenge. Like, how do you get that percentage down? It can never be 0, but if you can get it down to 5 and 10%, you're doing pretty well with yourself.
Wow. How do you maximize? Could you maximize it by calling people and confirming the orders?
Exactly. So for example, like so you have this whole call center team, there's an order confirmation call. There are ways where you can make them pay maybe like 10% in advance before and the 90% as cash so that they have that incentive. Okay, it's coming. And, basically have those. So it's different. It's not like drop shipping from China. It's really different. And maybe the customer doesn't, okay. The time is when like let's say the delivery guy calls the customer is busy, doesn't pick up, and then the guy goes home. So there's multiple challenges like that, which you kind of have to overcome.
It's awesome, man. Man, thank you so much for joining me today. I mean, some of those insights, like adding that information product, that's like, I mean, that's just massive. Find someone, like whatever product you sell, think how that information product could help your clients to use, like even like you think about the Peloton, massive business, like $1 billion business in the United States, where you have this bike, you have the physical product, right? But then you have courses, and not the courses, kind of like that interactive like experience as part of that, right? So kind of like think how you can integrate both. If you can integrate both, I mean, that will make just like a lot stronger business model. I think eventually you maybe also like, I mean, if you were like to stick with this business, you would probably figure out some like kind of like recurring, you want to have like access to, I don't know, weekly classes, let's say weekly classes, right? Like boom, in a Facebook group, like for your kids, like showing some game development, whatever. And again, finding someone on Upwork who has experience with that, paying them like, how much is per hour, like person like that help you with course, with that?
I think like $20 or something.
$20 per hour, 4 times a week, as long as you have like, let's say 100,000 subscribers, it quickly adds up.
And it's just, this is the beginner course, then you have intermediate course, and then you have like the advanced course. You can keep, upselling them, bringing them back for no fee at all. So that's
like say how the universities, right? Like, I mean, if you're getting in the university, the undergraduate, the fucking graduate, I don't even know, like I haven't graduated, I'm a drop off, like, so but like you have the bachelor, the masters, like then it's like
PhD and all that stuff. Yeah,
exactly, right? So they always like upsell you. So I mean, reverse engineer the university's model,
and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, unis, right? So yeah, that's a good model.
I mean, they those are just like such strong I mean they're outdated, they're not as efficient, but I mean their business model is phenomenal. It's like so. My man, thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to helping you to sell this one, taking this shit to the next level, my man. And yeah, very, very proud of you, my man. Very proud. And thank you for joining me.
Cheers. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my man.